Double your real estate income by hiring one role. Most agents actually get this part wrong. If you're still doing admin work in your real estate business and you are closing a handful of deals a year, I am here to tell you, you are sitting on a massive income ceiling. In fact, you could literally double, if not triple, your income by hiring one role. And no, it's not a transaction coordinator. It is a client manager. Let me say something that might sting just a little bit, but if you're open to it, it could completely change your business. If you're still handling admin work, emails, inspections, scheduling photographers, pulling comps, coordinating listings, and you are not yet running a high volume business, that's not because you need more leads. It's because you're spending your time on low income tasks, right? We have all heard this. I am going to dive into all the details, but first, if you could take 2 seconds out of your time, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up. That would be amazing. It'll just take you a second. Let's dive in. Today, I want to talk to you and walk you through this single hire that allowed me to really 4 times my profitability, protect my time, and build a real estate business, not just a demanding job. So why most agents stay stuck and hit that ceiling? There's a few reasons, but this is one of the big ones. Most agents believe, I can't afford help yet. No one can do it like I can. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard that and how many times that's popped into my own head. My clients expect me to do everything. I am guilty of saying that as well. And I am here to tell you from real life experience, from running a real team for over 20 years, that mindset is exactly what keeps agents capped. Because here's the truth. You don't scale by doing more. You scale by actually letting go. So stop calling it a transaction coordinator. It is not your office's transaction coordinator that's going to help you actually scale. It is a client manager. So first, the language really does matter. I don't believe in the role transaction coordinator the way most agents think about it. I call this role a client manager. And really the reason for that is because this person does not just manage the paperwork and the deadlines. They manage the entire client experience, like behind the scenes, so that it frees up my time so that I can do what builds the team and makes it profitable. So what my clients manage and handle, basically my client manager manages, is, let me be very clear what I do and what I personally don't do. For the last decade in my business, my only responsibilities are building and deepening relationships, leading my team, meeting with clients face-to-face, negotiating contracts, and showing up at closings. That's it. Everything else is delegated. So my client manager, this is just a few things she does, but manages my email, prepares CMAs, schedules inspections, coordinates photographers, handles sign installations, lockbox booties, communicates timelines to clients, agents. They are the 100% point of contact on everything in reference to the transaction moving forward once we go under contract. That does not mean that I don't call my clients and check in with them weekly and have a conversation, but I'm not talking about details of inspections, things like that, because my client manager is 100% spearheading all of that. So manages like vendors, oversees every single admin detail there is. There is no reason a 6-figure plus agent should be setting up inspections or calling a seller or another agent to tell them when the photographer is coming, or to be setting up walkthroughs. That is not leadership. That is bottlenecking your own business. So let's chat about more of like a CEO versus the typical real estate agent mentality. Here's the shift that I had to make if I really wanted to grow and scale and do what I know that I'm capable of doing. I had to stop thinking like a real estate agent and start thinking like a CEO, like an actual business owner, because let's be real, that's what we are. So ask yourself this, and this is something I ask myself still to this day, is this task generating revenue? Don't spin it like, oh, well, if I don't get these pictures scheduled, then that's not really what I mean. But like, are you bringing actual business? We are salespeople. We are the actual CEO of our business. Is this task strengthening relationships? Is this task something only I can do? And I promise you there's so much that other people can do better than you. Even if you don't know that now, like I am here to tell you, my client manager now is so much better than I am. And I'm extremely detailed oriented. I came from being a paralegal for 8 years of my life, like very detailed, very like the details actually really mattered to me. And I can tell you to this now, like she does everything like that so much better than I can. But I had to empower her and trust her so that she could actually do it. So again, is this task something only I can do? I can promise you majority of your business someone else can do. If the answer is no, it should not be on your plate. The biggest mistake I see that most agents do is they hire a buyer agent. Is their first hire. That's for sure, hands down, the biggest mistake I see. And now this is where I really want to slow down because this is one of, again, like the biggest mistakes I see. So real estate agent gets into the business. They have a little bit of success. They feel a little bit of momentum. And instead of protecting profitability, they decide it's time to build a team. So they hire buyer agents. And I'm here to tell you that is often the wrong move at the wrong time. Why buyer agents drain profit? Buyer agents take a massive amount of time to train, a massive amount of energy, consistent training and management. Many take a year or longer to become extremely profitable. Now, there's exceptions to everything. There's some people that are thriving on a team, which I think is great. But I would say majority of agents take time and majority of buyer agents are not successful. Some are, but majority of the percentage are not long-term. Some never fully succeed. And a lot of them, not all, but many eventually, once they become successful and they're inspired, they actually are like, well, I'm going to go build a team on my own, right? You spend all this time and energy getting them successful. Once they're successful, they realize, well, I don't really need a team lead. Now, again, there's exceptions, but I'm talking about the majority, the big percentage. When they leave, I mean, they just compete against you if you trained them well. Let's look at the real cost. You spent months, if not years, training someone, supporting them, managing them, when instead you could have sold 2, 3, even 5 times the real estate yourself and still had so much freedom of time because your back end, not sales team, but your client manager or client managers takes all the small tasks away from you so that you're fully supported. Your profitability, because in real estate, it's not about just having a big GCI. It's actually about what we bring home, our profitability. Also, my last salaried buyer agent, because I'm actually a big believer in salaried buyer agent, I should say, not commission-based buyer agents. And that's a whole nother video, but mainly just because it frees up my time so they don't receive any percentage of the transaction. They are actually an employee with me. My salaried buyer agent was with me for 9 years. That is the difference. Employees versus a bunch of salespeople on your team. That is the big difference. My client manager has been with me for over 5.5 years. Employees versus salespeople on your team. You should be the best salesperson on your team. This is the hard truth, but it really does matter. You should be the best person on your team, the best salesperson on your team. Your highest value is not training other agents. Your highest value is building relationships, converting referrals, negotiating a high level, and leading the vision of your team. If you are spending time training agents instead of selling, you are misusing your greatest asset, which is actually you. The right order that I believe to scale, and that this is how I ran my entire business, is if you run a referral-based business and your goal is profitability, not just high GCI, the order of hiring actually matters. Here's what I believe and I did to scale personally. 1 is hire a client manager first. Always first, because that's going to free up the very best person on your team, which is you. That's going to free up your time so that you can bring in more business to the team. This removes admin, protects your time, and creates consistency. Next is either, depending on how busy you are, is a home shower and then a salaried buyer agent. So not commission-based. Why salaried? Because salaried roles, they create stability, reduce turnover, protect your brand, keep the client experience consistent, and it keeps the clients with you. So commission-based buyer agents are building their business, not yours. You should be building your business and being as profitable as you can be. So here's another thing I hear a lot in terms of hiring a client manager is, but my clients want me. I said that so many times and it kept me cash capped at that 250 range, probably 250,000-ish, 280-ish. It just kept me there. I could not scale past that because I thought everyone needed me and I was the best at everything. And I'm here to tell you I wasn't. So let's talk about ego for a second because we all have it, including me. I am guilty. If you believe your clients will only work with you, I want you to hear this. That is not loyalty, that is ego. And I was right there with you. Think about a doctor's office. How much do you actually spend with the doctor? Your clients don't want all of you. They will respect you more. And I can tell you this from personal experience. They want your confidence. They want your leadership. They want clear communication, a seamless experience. If they see that you are running your business like an actual real business, they have more respect for you. They look at you different. They view you different. They look at you different than all the other agents out there. A well-trained team can absolutely deliver that. And the truth is, more people can provide better customer service. My results from running my business this way is I've been in the business for over 20 years. I ran 100% referral-based business. My personal income reached just over actually 860,000 in a year. And I didn't do it alone in terms of like my back-end team. I had systems, I had expectations, I had leadership, I had long-term employees, not salespeople who like come and go and steal you of all your time. And I had a very strong client manager, no commission-based buyer agents. So my GCI versus net was so much better, meaning what I actually took home that I got to spend, invest, and build wealth with versus the other teams out there was so much greater. This is for like an entirely different video, but hopefully you want to actually make more money versus just appear to be making more money. So focus on profitability. Before I dive into the next item, if you could just take 1 second, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up. The next I hear a lot is just, I can't afford to hire yet. Let me flip that belief. It is an investment, just like a coach is an investment. If you don't invest in your business, you're never really gonna scale at the level that you're capable of. If you are closing even a handful of transactions a year, you cannot afford not to hire. Because once you remove admin work, you meet more people, you deepen relationship, you negotiate better, you show up more present, you grow referrals, you scale, you make more money. And that is how income actually multiplies. So if you want to double, triple, quadruple your actual income, your business, stop trying to do everything. Hire a client manager, train them, set expectations, lead like a CEO. That's how you grow. That's how you scale. And that's how you build a business that actually supports your life. If you are a real estate agent out there looking to scale your business and really cut off years of trial and error and really get to that next level, first hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Let me know the areas that you are struggling in and book a call with me today. Let's see if you're a good fit.